All right, man. Let's talk a little bit about the NFL. I know, like, my lip got busted, don't it? Just drinking some of this fine 7-Eleven. Detroit started got Fago Rocky Road, Rocky Road, and Fago Grape. That shit together tastes good, but I know y'all here to hear about 7-Eleven Slurpees. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Deshaun Watson first and later. Some rumors that the 49ers didn't make an offer for Matthew Stafford. Maybe believe Kirk Cousins is their guy, and I'll do a Super Bowl prediction maybe later today or tomorrow, something of that nature. But Deshaun Watson, according to Chris Sims, is willing to sit out the year, not to play for the Houston Texans. Now, last quarterback I can remember that sat out multiple years, I believe it was Mr. Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer sat out because Mike Brown, the owner of the Bengals, refused to trade him. All right, and my whole thing is, as long as your finances are correct, you can do it. If Deshaun Watson is done right by his money, with his money, you got to worry about nothing. He can be happy, you know. But Carson Palmer did do it, and then he ended up got traded to the Raiders and played for Arizona, stuff of that nature. But he never really recaptured the glory the year the Bengals would have won the Super Bowl. They was beating who? The Steelers, I think it was. It was somebody that was beating the hell out of them. And John Kennedy came in after Palmer blew his ACL out. And Carson Palmer was never the same. He is the last great USC quarterback that actually did pretty good in the pros. And, you know, when he blew his knee out, you know, that was that year. Chad Johnson and Carson Palmer, whoever else they had over there. But with Deshaun Watson, he got to be willing to keep himself in shape. And I don't think he's like he a lineman or, you know, he going to eat himself out the league. But he got to find ways to stimulate his fast twitch muscles. If this is going to be the route he go. If he start missing snaps, I think things would be real and the offers to get up. But Houston's stupid. Just trade him. You know, David Carr made a mistake. Excuse me, I'm thirsty. But he made a mistake not asking for a trade and lost his career. And, you know, if they do keep Deshaun Watson, then it's the same as National Football League. If they do trade him, then the league is starting to turn and players are starting to get a little bit more power. And that's the one thing the NFL fears is the players, especially the black players, dictating where they can go. And remember, Deshaun Watson has a no trade clause. So, I mean, teams that's been calling for Deshaun Watson, you know, they've been told that the Houston Texans are not trading him. And they plan on keeping him. And then the head coach that they hired, he was the Kansas City Chiefs receiver head coach the year that Dwayne Bowe and the rest of the receivers of Kansas City didn't score a touchdown. So that's who you go hire, David Curley or whatever his name is. So if I'm Watson, you know, you got to make the decision. Are you willing to miss games just to get your point across? And, you know, to be honest, it ain't like you retire and you unretire and you're a free agent. No, Houston Texans still got the rights to you, the rights. So, and remember, it'd be easier for them if Houston had the number 3 pick, and they do got the number 3 pick, but they sent it to Miami for the Jeremy Thompson trade. So, their number 3 overall pick is going to Miami this year, you know. And I was just wondering, how the hell they get the number 3 overall pick? Was Houston that bad this year? That's crazy, man. Because they beat the hell out of my Lions. Check out my Detroit channel, Motor City Sports Talk. But, I mean, if he made that decision over him and his agent, too bad he can't do like Michael Jordan and switch over to like baseball or something of that nature. Now, if you was messing with Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes and you was playing with them like that, they can switch over and make a career in baseball, you know. But in this case, I don't think Deshaun Watson have any dual quarterback or dual sports abilities. But if it was Bo would went right over to baseball. And not better than I. Okay, but I mean, you know, they might just try that white power crap and just keep a strong arm. Like, you gonna be here, you gonna play, you're not gonna play nowhere else. And maybe Watson come back in the middle of the season or next season and play. But to be honest, NFL, if they do trade you, they should dump you off in Buffalo. But not Buffalo, a pretty good spot. But, you know, if you are Buffalo, while talking about them for a minute, do you dump? Do you say, okay, I'll take Josh Allen for Deshaun Watson? Do you do that? You know, they believe in Josh Allen all year. People he's better than Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the league. And then he went up against Mahomes. And, you know, Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for Kansas City, they had a great game plan. Mahomes, after the slow start, they did what they supposed to do. So, I mean, Watson, you got to make that decision, though. Once you make that decision, you got to live with it. Well, not if you come back and play. You can just say, you know what, trade me. I don't want to play. But once you make that decision, you're not coming in. I mean, I think they're going to keep Watson. That's what I think. You know, they could say, okay, I got Watson. Give me Watson. I'll give y'all Watson. Miami, send me Tua, your 2 first-round picks and a future 3rd or 2nd-round pick. And you can send, you know, Watson to Miami, but then Watson still got a co-sign because he got a no trade clause. But I don't see why wouldn't you go to Miami? You know, you going to Miami. You feel me? But at the same time with him, he still dictate where he go. But I think the Texans are going to dictate him. And I don't think they're going to trade him. And I think eventually he going to show up, or it's going to be a long standoff. But it's really the league to step in because Deshaun Watson is one of the rising stars. But if it was Peyton, they would probably step in, make them trade him. But we'll see if the league secretly step in and make them trade him. But I don't think it's I mean, if we got a decision, we're going to get it. We're going to get it before the draft. If they don't trade him during the draft or before the draft, I think they go in there with the idea that he's going to be the starting quarterback. But then at the same time, you still got situations where he got to show up to OTAs and volunteers or involuntary. So I don't know. I think the draft will probably be the same as it was last year, is usually in April. And we'll see what happens. But if I'm watching, whatever decision I'm riding with, I'm going to stick with it. But apparently, multiple former and current Houston Texans veterans have told him to hold out and not play and force his way out of Houston and don't waste his career. So, I mean, when guys like Andre Johnson and DeAndre Hopkins, probably a couple of teammates he got right now, telling him to leave, you know, I think he took that advice and really sat on it. But, you know, that is what it is. But let me know what you guys think Deshaun Watson should do. Should he pull a Carson Palmer and sit out? And, you know, it depends on how honorary and how stubborn the owner for the Houston Texans was. It was Bob McNair, but he died. Remember, he made that racist comment that we can't let the, you know, players, he called them convicts or something like that, run the state asylum. So, but it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Then we got a situation where, I lost my train of thought. Kirk Cousins, apparently it's rumors that the 49ers are going to be, you know, thinking about trading Jimmy Garoppolo and draft compensation for Kirk Cousins. And I just think that's the stupidest shit of all time. That'd be the dumbest move, you know, John Lynch made. He's the GM over there. Because Jimmy Garoppolo and Kirk Cousins the same quarterback. Why they got this imagination that Kirk Cousins is some type of white savior? Kirk Cousins been trash since college. Kirk Cousins ain't gonna win you a football game. I mean, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Teddy Bridgewater, they all the same. They won't lose it for you, but they won't make the throws and the runs. They need to debate to win it. Did you see when Justin Jefferson said, fuck Kurt, when he missed the throw? Like, you see Stephon Diggs got out there because Kirk Cousins wasn't good. Getting Kirk Cousins over to Jimmy Garoppolo, I can see Stafford, he's an upgrade over both of them. I can see going off of Watson, he's a huge upgrade. I can even see you going off to Sam Darnold, something young and something that you can mold. But going after, you know, what the fuck is Kirk Cousins won besides beating choke artist New Orleans Saints in the playoffs? That's my $1 million question. Why do you... Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, the same thing. Unless you're talking about durability. This is the same Kirk Cousins that made the best wide receiver right now, Stephon Diggs, asked for a trade. And they traded to Buffalo. He turned Buffalo around. Like, hell no, he got Justin Jefferson. He had Stephon Diggs with Adam Thielen. He trash. What's the point of... It's not an upgrade. If anything, that's a lateral move. That's not even a slight upgrade. Why not go sign Dak? You know, convince Dak to sign for a little bit less. Or if nobody offered, Dak can come over there and be a quarterback. They treat these white quarterbacks, they treat them different than us. If Kirk Cousins was black, he would have never kept getting franchise tag with Washington. And he never would have kept getting paid in Minnesota. Kirk Cousins is trash. He don't have none of the talent that Matthew Stafford. If Matthew Stafford had that Minnesota team this year, they probably would have made the playoffs. And if he had his number one receiver, Kenny Galladay, they would have won and made the playoffs this year. But to me, Kirk Cousins is utter trash. He's been in a good situation in Minnesota. Second best running back in the league the last couple of years. Dalvin Cook, at least last year. He ain't been able to make it. Irv Smith, Kyle Rudolph at tight end, some of the best receivers in the game. Even when they had a defense in Minnesota, he couldn't do it. But hey, let me know what you think about the 49ers. Thinking they're going to upgrade them doing a lateral move, or I think it's a lateral or slightly backwards move to get Kirk Cousins. Check out our NFL playlist. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. All my social media links in the description. Faster way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. We also have a Facebook group. All those links there as well. Click the Facebook group link. I'll push you through. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate, share the video, hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. We gone.